At what point do I just say that I have salt and pepper hair? Hello and welcome to today's video. I just got back from like a 9 or 10, I don't remember how many days we were there now, vacation to Santa Barbara, and I figured I would sit down and show you what makeup I packed for the trip. I also talk a little bit about this eye look that I put together from the trip as well. If you hear my baby, she is playing right beside me and she's very talkative today. So why don't we go ahead and get into it. Alright, as we get started with the makeup, I'm going to try to go in the order that I typically apply them, but I will save my eyeshadow last, even though I apply it first. Primers. I normally would pack a more hydrating primer, but I knew that I was going to be slathering myself in sunscreen because if we were going to be out and about as much as we could. So what I did is pack this Revolution, this is like one of the Cover FX dupes in the shade Champagne. And I ended up taking like a drop or two of this and mixing it into my sunscreen every day. And so it gave me a really, really glowy base. I really wanted to buy the glow screen before we left, but I told myself I can get the same effect probably with this. So why not avoid buying a very expensive sunscreen when I have perfectly good sunscreens that I can use. And then I also packed this little pore minimizing primer from Smashbox just to kind of put a little bit, since I knew I was going to be a little bit more, I was going for more glowy looks every day. I didn't want, I do have like pores and stuff here, so I did press a little bit of primer into my pores every day. Next up, I did pack 2 concealer products. I have one from my Project Pan. This one's a pretty hydrating, kind of like a peach corrector kind of thing. Thought, you know what, I'm probably going to be a couple days without wearing glasses where I was going to wear false lashes, and I feel like I just need the extra help. So this is a good one. Plus I like to mix it with a more drying concealer, which Tarte Shape Tape is my favorite concealer, but it can be a little drying occasionally, and I didn't know how my skin was going to react to travel because I haven't traveled in so long. So I went ahead and brought both of these. They worked out really great, by the way. And this one, I'm realizing that I'm almost done with it, so I actually need to put it into a Project Pan soon and try to finish that one. Now for foundation, again, I just wanted something that I knew would give me some additional SPF coverage. So I went with my newer one. I picked this up in the last 21 Days of Beauty sale. This is the It CC cosmetics. I've used up a whole tube of the original CC one, and then I have the really similar Your Skin But Better little thing, literally in the same packaging, and it's almost the same. Maybe has like the slightest difference in coverage, maybe a little bit less coverage than the original. And this one, the illumination, I know is so many people's favorite, so I did pick it up recently. It worked well. I think I'm a fan of the current one, the other one that I'm using, more than this one. This is probably my least favorite of the 3, but still great, beautiful. I don't regret having it, and I will use every last drop of this up. But this was a great little thing to have. I definitely was glowy, which was my goal. I wanted, again, we were at the beach, I wanted to look glowy, and I definitely achieved that with this. For a setting powder, I typically prefer a loose powder, but I wanted to pack something that I knew I could set my makeup with when I was doing it, and if I was going out on the go. This is my favorite blotting powder when I go out. Definitely not easy to blot with a loose powder, at least for me. So this one I thought is my closest thing to it can do both. And so yeah, it did me well. I don't regret it. I do prefer the loose form of this, but it's still a great powder. I will always have one of these in my collections probably, because this is my go-to blotting powder when I'm out and about. Alright, more base products. I ended up choosing my Too Faced bronzer. I like this bronzer. I am panning it currently, and it's going slowly. Then I also have my favorite blush product probably in my entire collection. This is a Laura Geller trio that I found at Ross years and years ago, but it has a more bronzy option, a more bronzy pink option, and then a corally pink option. She's trying to talk when she hears me talking, but this, I found that I was doing a new blush placement that I don't typically do, but I really liked it for a vacation. Again, beach, we were in the sun, I was nice and fake tanned, and so I thought I had been doing more of a sunburn look, which typically I just put them on the apples of my cheeks, and I avoid putting it on my nose just because I don't always love or know how to do my nose it's a weird long nose. But I did go ahead and like place it again, like kind of like a sunburn look, and I really found myself enjoying it quite a bit. It is a more glowy blush formula, which again I thought suited where we were. Really enjoyed this one, and this is probably one of my favorite palette to travel with. It's got probably all the options that I would need. Very anytime I get to reach for this, I'm always happy.
Are you gonna roll over for us?
Now for highlight, I just went with the one that I think out of my collection is the most flattering on me. I knew I could wear it pretty much with any look. This is Becca's Champagne Pop. Really enjoyed this shade, and I was glad to give it a good bit of love because I feel like I'm probably trying to work on painting other like highlights all the time, and this is one that I tend to save for like special occasions, so it's nice to be able to pack it and give it like consistent like amount of good use. I used it every day during our vacation. All right, let's get into eye products. I did pack a like liquid eyeliner because I knew I was going to be wearing lashes a couple times, and I personally don't do, I mean, I'm not perfect with lashes, so anytime I do wear them, I put a little bit of eyeliner on to kind of help me hide the lash band. This one is the only current like liquid eyeliner that I have. This is from Wet n Wild, and it's so far so good. I don't like, it's not my favorite, but it's really not a bad product. I would probably pick it up again. And then I did pack my liners. These are going in my Partners in Cream project pan, and I have like a usage goal on them, and I found myself, I wore this one. I actually didn't wear, no, these I don't think. I know I didn't wear the green one yet. I can't remember if I wore the yellow one on vacation, but I did wear the orange one alone. Like I was just wearing like kind of glowing makeup, and then I put a big orange wing on one day. I really enjoyed using this. And then I did a look with a palette that I'm going to show you, and I thought to myself, that orange liner would go so well with that look. So I did that look today, and yeah, these are so fun for summer. I found that I actually got some compliments when we were out and about in them, and I found that they like, I could have done more looks with them because the two eyeshadow palettes that I packed, I felt like they went well with. So the first one I packed mostly because it had a good mirror, and then this one's a little bit warmer than in some ways this one. Specifically this brown shade here I think is missing in this one in Lust for Dust. But yeah, I on like super easy quick days, I just threw this all over my like crease and lid, and then I put this like duochrome green there, red, it's like a red green duochrome. I just put that on like my eyelid, and for the most part I think those days when I ended up wearing that probably had some green on in my shirt, so it ended up looking really nice and put together. I did reach for this shade one day too, but just a really nice solid like palette, mostly neutrally, kind of warm neutrals, but definitely a good one to pack. This one was new to me, or newer to me, and I had not really used it yet, and so I decided I'm gonna bring it on vacation. I had a lot of looks planned. I wanted to get dressed every day. That was a goal for me, and I gotta say I am not disappointed. This palette ended up being a lot more versatile than I even thought it was, and I part of the reason why I wanted to bring it is because it felt more versatile than a couple other palettes in my collection, and yet still somewhat compact. So I wore the pinks, which were so pretty that day. It was like a quick day out. We came back, and then I went ahead and washed my face, and I remember being like sad that I was gonna wash that makeup off. I wore this look pretty much without the bright orange pop. One day I wore this, one day was super easy neutral look. Again, you can kind of see that this shade here and even the shade, they're not as warm as what's in this Too Faced palette, so I felt like these were really good pairings for each other, and I really enjoyed wearing this. This is such a beautiful palette to me, especially I think this was released last fall, but this is totally something that I see myself wearing a good bit during summer and like a good transition into fall palette. Very much enjoyed this one. I was very surprised with, like, I really enjoyed every look from this palette when I did my makeup on vacation this past like 9 or 10 days. Really quickly, I did switch up my brow game a little bit. I normally just pack the thing that I'm panning, and I am panning like my Goof Proof brow pencil from Benefit, but that one I can sometimes overdo because it's a thicker pencil, and it's almost probably a little too dark for me. So I ended up just going with the LA Shady Slim brow pencil, and it works really nice. I can build it up. I feel like I don't typically go overboard with it. And so that was nice. And then I did pack 2 Benefit products. I do have like a clear brow gel. I was trying to do the fluffy brow thing. I really have a hard time getting my brows to stay with this. I think this is better for a setter and not necessarily that like pomade stickiness that like you get with like a brow freeze kind of product. But I did bring it, and then I did bring Gimme Brow 2. This is just something that at the last step I tend to like to throw through my brows, especially if I'm using like a chunkier pencil like the Goof Proof one. I can't use it, but that shady slim one is light enough where I don't overdo it, and then this is like a nice step to throw on at the end. So those were really nice brow products, especially paired together. I like the dark brow mascara and the like thin pencil. Now I did only pack one mascara, which we were going to the beach, Santa Barbara, and I was thinking ocean, I'm gonna be in the ocean. I have not been to the Pacific Ocean in so long, and I forgot how freaking cold it is. So I never got in the water. I didn't. I think I put my feet in the water and I was like, oh no thank you, absolutely not. And so the whole week, or the whole like 9 to 10 days that we were there, I was wearing a waterproof mascara, thinking, oh, I'm gonna just pack one mascara for the beach. And then every night it was hard to get it off, but that's what we did. I do like this mascara, and this is my first time trying the Lash Sensational from Maybelline. I actually want to pick it up in the non-waterproof version because I really think it's a good mascara, but any tips for getting off waterproof mascaras? I have a waterproof mascara remover, and I still feel like I tug at my lashes a little too much. Okay, let's quickly go through some lips. This guy here is one that I didn't actually end up using, this red lipstick from Essence, but I typically will always pack a red lip with me just because if I feel like we're going out to eat or something and I don't have time to like get fully like do a pretty eye look, that it's always easy to just throw on some mascara or some lashes and throw on a red lip. And while I didn't use this, I'm still glad that I packed it. Now I did pack probably a few too many lip products for the most part. I packed this guy because I'm trying to pan it. I actually may have used it like one time. It's just a pink kind of balm, and I did pack the gloss that I'm panning, and I did use it a good bit. But I probably could have gotten away with just packing like one lip liner, this ColourPop Just a Tint lipstick. It's like a nice kind of a warm color. I enjoyed having that. And then I would sometimes top it off or just wear this Buxom lip gloss in Hot Toddy alone. This is my favorite lip gloss of all time. And then I did pack all of my KKW liners. I have the shades 0.5, 1, and 2. 0.5 is like almost my lip color, maybe just a tad touch darker. 1 is a little bit step up from that. I'll give you swatches. And then 3 is just a little brown shade. So there you have 0.5, 1, and 3. And I do think that like I do remember using every one of these colors, but I probably could have gotten away with probably just packing like the middle one, and that's probably the most versatile shade for me. Really quickly before we jump into skincare, I'm just gonna talk about the look that I did today. I did put this high into my crease, lower into my crease, and then on the outer corner, and then I tapped this with my finger on my lid, and then I took that bright orange liner and kind of cut like a high above my crease just for like a pop. And again, I think if I were wearing like some lashes, it would really like pull it all together and look a lot better. But I still like the look right now. And then now let's go through skincare really quickly. This is Gayless's sunscreen, so that's not skincare. I packed 2 sunscreens, probably a little bit overkill, but I was thinking to myself, Bo will probably be more likely to use this La Roche-Posay one. Feels a little bit more like a lotion, less like a sunscreen. This guy has a little bit of a white, more intense of a white cast. It can be rubbed out if you like really rub it in, but I found that I like to mix these really in one of the drops of the like liquid highlight. That worked really well for me. Don't regret that at all. And I really like that combination. I think that might be my new daily go-to. A little bit extra, and hopefully in the future when I use those up, I'll find a sunscreen that I don't require mixing to love, but that's what I did for now. Now, makeup removing, I used this DHC cleansing oil, mostly because the size, it was convenient. I don't know if it's my favorite cleansing oil, but it certainly wasn't bad. Now, the waterproof guy, this guy I remember getting like at a sample like from Sephora, and it works somewhat, but I still feel like I have to rub at my eyes a good bit with this. And I don't know why. So if you know a good waterproof mascara trick or product, let me know in the comments. And then for like my daily moisturizer, I kind of kept it pretty simple. I did pack a vitamin C serum with me because antioxidants, the sun. This is great antioxidant. Free radicals from the sun can be dangerous. I wanted to make sure that I had this on day and night, so I put that on right after I wash my face, both at night and in the morning. And then I did this is kind of like an easy go-to moisturizer that has some good peptides in it, and I felt like I could get away with just wearing this and then putting my sunscreen on top. So I typically have way more moisturizers. I'm somebody who typically layers a lot of moisture into my face and into my skincare, but I was trying to pare it down. So believe it or not, this for me is pretty pared down skincare like routine for travel, but I found that this worked out really well. Enough hydration, but not too much during the day, and yet I could also use it at night a good bit too. So that's everything for today. Make sure you say hello in the comments. Be sure to let me know what your travel plans are this summer. I know it was exciting to get away, and I hope that if y'all are able to travel, that you do so safely. And make sure you say hello in the comments again, and I'll see you in the next one.